I mean, like we said, this is kind of free form, like how we do our usual interviews, and pretty much
Cool.
just talking about like what you've been doing, man. I know, like first of all, how's family? How's everybody doing?
Yeah. Well, everybody's good. It's been an interesting transition,
Mm-hmm.
because born and raised in TO, and my family was based out of there for a long, long time. But like I think I told you before, Jay, like
Mm-hmm.
that they left Toronto for Thunder Bay like a few years ago.
Oh,
So,
okay,
which
okay.
is a completely change of like culture. And I'm still wondering why they're up there, but they are. Because they
That
could
that
get a
sounds
real
like that sounds like retirement, chilled out vibes. Like, you know what? I don't
yes,
want no more city life. I want to see the water when
exactly.
I look outside.
Honestly, that's what it is. Like it's something quiet because I guess all the noise for many, many years can wear down on you. So my parents made the move. They made the smart move before Toronto took a little bit of a dip in the real estate market to kind of sell their property and be able
Okay.
to kind of semi-retire. So, I'm happy for them. And they're good. They're out in Thunder Bay. There's nothing for me in Thunder Bay. Anytime I go, I'm just like, okay, cool, mom and dad, I'll stay in the basement. But like there's no like live music like ever
Yeah,
really
yeah.
that I've heard of. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's funny enough. The closest big city is like Minneapolis,
Really?
which
Oh,
is not doing too well right now. But it's pretty close. It's about 2-3 hours away by drive.
Okay. All right. Cool. Cool. Cool.
Yeah,
wow.
I can't go
yeah,
wrong with that, man. Listen, the point is everybody's safe and
yeah,
in isolation like we should be.
yeah.
You know what I
That's
mean?
it.
That's it.
Everybody's
That's
good.
it. That's it. So I guess with the isolation going on, you just in the basement producing music or doing a little something
Um,
like what's been happening, man?
well,
Yeah.
I was telling Amber, the last few weeks have kind of been slow, but I'll be honest, like I try to be as motivated as I can, and so I tried to use this time for a few different things.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was really kind of dedicating the time to be like, okay, I'm not going to focus on anything else music related. Just getting good at like well, I've been kind of doing this for the last few years, just really kind of
Mm-hmm.
like if the way to get good at something you have to like be dedicated to it and spend a certain amount of hours doing it. So the same way a musician practices their scales and their chords
Mm-hmm.
for hours on end and all the inversions, I was trying to kind of um like make a certain amount of beats to like be able to practice like certain production techniques and
Okay.
familiarize myself with mixing. And so I've been kind of using my time to kind of do that, and bought a few plugins and really try to understand the software and just get
Yeah.
better at producing. So that's it.
Yeah. I mean, this is time to learn kind of like the behind the scenes of how the music is made. You know what I
A
mean? And
hundred percent.
all those little things. It's funny how we listen to beats and we're just like, oh, that's kind of cool. That sounds like I could make it. And then you almost try to do something like that, and it's just like, oh wow, you know what? You got to make sure your compression's right. How about your
Yo.
EQs? How about your reverb? Like later on, we try to do our beats and stuff like that, and I'm still confused about compression sometimes. I use it, I
Mm,
hear it makes a difference,
yeah.
but it's kind of like you need to understand like why it's working or what it does. So that's the kind of time you do those
Yeah.
things, which is like, yeah,
The why is really important because then you're just like you can understand in what context to use it and how it helps like the overall sound. Like I mean, look, this you could spend a lifetime on music,
hmm,
just on like one aspect, but this production thing is like, yeah, it gets deep and there's so much to learn because it's not just um the beat, it's like the sound and the measurement of the sound and like,
hmm,
how it's yeah, it gets complicated. It gets pretty mathematical at times
yeah.
too, if you want it to be. So yeah.
Can't go wrong with that, man. Can't go wrong with that.
Mm.
It's so hot in the back. I need some of this water.
But you were also doing a little bit of the cipher pass the beat at one point, right? Were you doing that or?
Was I you know what? I sent my video to Vincent and he didn't put it up. So
Ah, okay.
shout outs to Vincent for not putting it up. Cause I put it up because I admit like I'm not very good with like technology. Like I'm just
Hmm.
maybe I was just like a few years before kind of like
hmm.
the wave. Like my brother's super. He's about 9 years younger than me, so he's super. He's that generation, like the Gen Z, that is just like grew up with it, that's just so quick with it. But you know, millennials like me, we, you know, I didn't have a cell phone until I was 18. Same with like Facebook. So I'm a little slow when it comes to like how to put everything together. And when I see people making these like IG videos that are so good with just like an app, I'm like, I sent so many messages. I'm like, dude, how do you do that? Like, how come I can't get it like that? And I always have like technological issues, like my hardware is not up to date. Like I always feel like I'm behind. My computer's from 2010 or 2009. It's like I never feel like I have the up to date, you know, stuff. So
it makes a difference for sure, for sure. It's like
definitely.
ask me if I ever check the ISO settings in my camera phone. Never.
Okay.
Just point and shoot.
Exactly. You can edit it. You can make like there's so much to check out. I'm just always behind on that. And I always feel like I felt old like when I was 21, and I still feel old now when it comes to like technology. I'm like, well, maybe it's just not for me. Maybe I'm just better at playing music.
Like I know Lyrical has some TikToks coming out soon, right? No? No,
Hey,
you want to do it with me, Jay?
You
can do it with me. I'll do some TikToks.
I have no idea what even TikTok really is. It just sounds like an Instagram story. But it's
that's
not.
what I was trying to play around. Yeah, it is and it isn't. Like, to me, I was trying to make some because, I mean, I was also trying to use this time to really kind of study Instagram more. And my friend across the street, who's a musician, he comes across the street, you know, and he's like, I'm on TikTok. Are you on TikTok? I was like, man, like, don't get me started. Again, I feel like inadequate. I'm too old for that shit. Everyone's like 15. And he's like, no, like, actually, because the way the algorithms are set up, and it's such a new app, like, you should get on it and take advantage of it before like it gets too big. And then, you know, there was a time on Instagram apparently where it was just a lot easier to get like good numbers of followers.
Yeah,
and now it's a lot harder because it's oversaturated. So he was saying just with TikTok, you should take advantage of it. So a lot of my IG content that I've been working on and trying to release, I'm trying to also format it for TikTok. I'm not doing any dancing, like, but I'm just rapping, playing bass, and doing my thing.
It's okay. You could be an old man like me and just be like, you know what? Sometimes you just have to say no.
Yeah.
Like, I have Instagram, Facebook. Maybe I look at Twitter, TikTok. I'm good.
I want to be like that, but I also try to be like, well, I gotta keep up to date with like everything.
You're an artist, man.
I gotta hustle.
They have to reach you any way they can.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, I got that because my friend sent me a video, and I had to get the TikTok app to watch it, and it was the worst day of my life because now I can go on TikTok and waste an hour easily.
It's the same thing. You're just scrolling.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but it feels like the shenanigans on TikTok is even 10 times like what it is on Instagram.
10 times. It's funny, it's entertaining, some cheesy stuff. So yeah, you could easily waste time on that. Even have after an hour, they have a video from one of the creators that says, hey, it's been an hour. I know you're having fun, but go get something to drink.
No
or go to bed.
way.
Yeah, they have that.
Public service announcement
on
your feed. That makes sense because you could spend 2 hours. All of a sudden,
I like that.
You're not working. You're watching TikTok. Yeah, it's possible. It's possible.
Yeah.
So, what else has happened in Milla? You're working on honing your skills on producing and stuff like that.
Yes. So,
sorry. Continue. Go ahead.
Well, I'm doing that, and I have an album, and it's been finished for almost. Hold on, there's this fly in my apartment, and I can't concentrate if there's a fly. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. I lost my train of thought. I'm like one of those people. If a fly goes by my head, like I lose my shit. So basically, I've had this album that's been done for almost 2 months now, and I've learned a lot, like about the music game from my first release in 2016 to now. It's been a minute since I released anything, and I'm really, really proud of this body of work. And I feel like I want it. I mean, we all have expectations, and I try to be careful with expectations because You know, expectation can also lead to disappointment. So what I've been trying to do is really, among, you know, doing you know, this producing thing, I've also been reading like books like Everything You Need to Know About the Music Business,
Mm.
and really trying to understand, like, you know, study the Canadian landscape of like, okay, if
Music
I
and
want to sign,
SoCan.
exactly, so can, but like even just like, okay, like name 5 labels in Montreal, name 5 labels in Toronto, in
Okay.
Vancouver. Who are the publicists in those areas, like different regions? Try to
Hmm.
really understand so that when I approach a label or a manager or a publicist, it's like I know what I'm talking about, and it's not like I
Not
pretty much
like,
I
here's my album, please do something with it. Be like, who are you again?
exactly,
Yeah.
yeah. And this day and age for an artist, it's in my opinion, it's an interesting time because like 20 years ago, all the power was with the labels.
Hmm.
Now all the power is in literally in your hands, but at the same time, that's a lot, you know, to
Yeah,
deal
yeah.
with. Like you have all the power in your hands, then it becomes like a daunting task because you're like,
If
I have all this
anything,
power, but I don't know
yeah,
what to
yeah.
do.
If exactly, if you mess up, it's really all on you. And
Yeah, yeah,
it's a lesson to be learned, but you don't want to learn that lesson when you're trying to kind of put out something hot. You want to learn that lesson before. You know what I
exactly,
mean? Which is what you're doing
exactly.
now, which is learning who to talk to and what to say and so on and so forth. So that's good.
Honestly, yeah, that's what the EP was, a really good learning experience with just getting something out there and making like an opening statement, like I can do this, I can be a MC, rapper, like instrumental band leader, producer, like I can do that. But
Hmm.
now it's like, okay, now it's like time to put on the big boy pants and like let's make some fire music and let's get it like properly represented and
Exactly.
like have a press kit and have a publicist and distribution and manager and label and like trying to get all those things. And I'm not saying I have all those things lined up because um, sometimes, you know, what I found out, there's been a lot of disappointment in the last like year when you try to reach out to people, and in the music game, it's hard because
Hmm.
I think it's like the only industry where it's like people just don't return your calls or they don't want to give you the time of day because you don't have the look that they want or don't have the numbers that they want. If this was
Yeah,
like a construction company and you didn't return the client's calls, and like simple as that, you wouldn't be in business. But
exactly.
like in the music game, there's this thing that I don't know if it's the same in other entertainment things like acting or, but it
Hmm.
seems to be like that in music. And so I've it kind of gets to you sometimes, but you have to remember that it's a long haul, it's a marathon. So
It's
to
a
keep going,
process. It's
it's
a
a
process.
process.
And I think at the same time, um, you know, it's the market. I'm, I'm assuming the market is flooded. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Everybody at home can now make beats and do something professional, and now you're just giving it to these labels, and it's just like, well, what makes you special than the other 100 people that submitted something? You know what I mean? So like, yeah, you have to make,
exactly.
and they're just giving it to them. You know what I mean? So you want to
Yeah,
make sure like whatever you're doing now to learn about the process is to make sure that when you submit your things at the top of the pile. But yeah, in the meantime, some people are not going to hit you back until you find out like, why did you not hit me back? Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, and you can't take it personal, and
yeah,
that can be hard because we're creating something with the voice that God gave us, with the talents that He gave us. So when you put your heart and soul, and then like people don't respond, you know, sometimes you're just like,
you're gonna
man,
get
like
hurt.
what? Like that shit is fire, dog. What do you mean?
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure, man.
What
But
about doing it
So,
independently, like
yeah,
putting out the
exactly.
music independently?
well, that is something that, well, yeah, I mean, you have to do that. You know, that's just like a given. You know, if you
Hmm.
don't have any support, it's just like a given. You know, and so, but again, like doing my research and understanding, okay, well, what are the components in a record label? Who are the employees and what do they do at a record label? And how
Hmm.
and what tasks can I take on myself? That's
Yeah,
really important questions that you should be taking and asking yourself. But at the same time, you have to know your limits.
yeah.
And at the end of the day, I know that I can only do so much as someone who not only produces the music and writes all the music and the lyrics.
Hmm.
th- I, you know, there's only I know that I can't. something's got to give, you know, and
Yeah,
something's
yeah.
not going to be as good. So I've tried to do it as much as I can independently, and luckily now, you know, this past month, I've added some people to the team, which is really good. So I have some
Okay.
more support. But you know, before that, it was really just kind of all me and my vision and trying to do it all myself. But we need support, you know, and we
Yeah,
need people like who believe in us, and
yeah, for
people
sure.
who see like the potential. We need like people to champion us in that way, like whether, you know, it's that one person at that radio station who like puts in a good word, or that one person who you played that show with one time who works at that label who
Mm.
wants to put you on. That stuff is really important, and
Yeah, that's
yeah,
the networking, that's the connections
that's the
that
networking.
you never know when or how it could bear fruit. But yeah,
Yeah, that's why you treat everybody with respect. Don't take it personal. Don't be petty.
yeah.
And you just got to keep at it, and try to be as positive as you can. That's what I have to struggle with, and try to
Mm.
remind myself on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, man. I mean, you just have to find the love in what you do, and you know, eventually, it's never gonna happen on your time, but it'll
Nope.
happen eventually. And yeah, you
Yes.
got to just keep your head up on a daily basis for sure, for sure.
Oof. Oof.
You know what I
Yes.
mean? So, last album, 2016. This one's coming
Hmm.
out. This one's it's made, but it's not out officially yet.
No. No.
Um, is this the music on it? Is it a combination of 2016 to stuff that you've written to today, or is it kind of like, you know what? I'm just gonna take the stuff I did in 2019 and made that into
Oof.
an album? Because you must have a lot
It,
of stuff in your Rolodex.
that's yeah. Well, like to be honest, like it's a little bit of everything. Like I had songs, like ideas for years that I wanted to do, but
Hmm.
I had, for instance, there's this one song where I had the lyrics written out for like over a year, but everything that I tried to write myself or produce myself just wasn't working
Okay.
until I met up with the right producer, and who helped me kind of put together the album, and mixed it, and produced it for me and co-produced it. Um, he was able to bring that song to life instrumentally,
Mm.
where I thought of the concept and the colors to use and the lyrics to use. He kind of matched it with the music, and that was like the first time. This album has been the first time ever I've been able to find a producer who really understands where I'm coming from and can speak the same language. And having a relationship like that is so important. And hold on, yeah, I got the fly.
Kill it,
um
kill it, kill it.
yeah. Sorry, I don't like to kill stuff, but hey, it's gotta kill the fly. Anyways, so yeah, and with the rest of the album, some songs like, some people can write songs in 20 minutes, an hour. um I really believe in putting like your best foot forward and giving it like 120%. And
Hmm.
so in my mind, because my dad's a writer, and so when I was young and I had reports to write, and he would say, son, there's no way on God's green earth that this is your best piece of work and it's your first draft. And I really try to apply that to music, where it's like the you know, Songs in the Key of Life by Stevie Wonder was not the 24 track album that we hear. Like, I think I was reading an interview where it was like over 100 tracks, and like
Mm.
that got dwindled down to the best of the best.
Yeah.
And whereas Eternally the Student, I think it was good, but it wasn't like like I wrote the songs and recorded them. It wasn't like I wrote 30 songs and chose the
Hmm.
best. Whereas this is like very refined, very polished. I feel like
Nice.
I'm giving everybody the best that I can do, whether it's playing bass, rapping, producing, songwriting. Like
Hmm.
it is like my best piece of work in every sense of the way.
Nice, nice, nice. That's good, man. I can't wait to
Yeah.
I can't wait to get that Limelight exclusive copy.
Hey,
You know.
hey, hey.
Hey.
Boom, 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 boom. That'll come. That'll come.
Oh no,
Definitely.
listen. I'm always every time I see him, it's like, yo, when are you gonna come by the show and give us that hot single, man? We're gonna get that hot fire. It goes like,
Yo,
Jay, it's coming. Don't worry, it's
it's
coming.
coming. It's
So
coming.
listen, I can wait patiently for that gold. I'm good. We good. I can wait, man. I'm looking forward to it. Listen, we see you at the cipher all the time. You
Mm.
know what I mean? And you always throw down and do your things from the cycle. When this album comes out, it's gonna be gold. So
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
can't,
Yeah.
I can't
And
wait.
the good thing about this album is I involved like everybody in the Montreal scene who I really kind of like look up to, whether it's like a little skit here
Hmm.
or, you know, a feature there. I really tried to include everybody that kind of makes me, you know, passionate about what I do, and kind of it was like the making of the album was like a surreal experience, you know. And Quincy Jones always says that, and he's kind of like, for me, like if you're gonna do music, like I want to make music like Quincy Jones because it's timeless.
Yeah.
And I think that like to me, not for everybody, but for me, the goal is to make a timeless piece of music like that can be inspired, you know, my grandkids, you know, hopefully.
Hmm.
And he always said that you always want to make sure that you give room for God to step into the room.
Mm.
And that to me is so powerful, because it's like you got to set the tone for magic to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, and in order, in my opinion, and my approach is for magic to happen is that people like the music, and they support it. And you know, it was a surreal experience because all the vocalists who came in, all the musicians came, they didn't give 100%, they gave 115%. And so I feel like that was all captured on the record. So that's
Hmm.
why I'm so passionate about it, and really excited for people to finally hear it
Yeah.
eventually when everything's ready.
Yeah. Can't go wrong
So
with that. Can't go wrong with that.
that's it.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to that. We just gotta wait so long with this pandemic. It's crazy. It's like everything's been pushed back. Everything.
Everything. I honestly don't know. It's a strange time because, you know, we can't play music. You know, there's no cipher, there's no
Hmm.
community, there's no like. And as someone, you know, like myself, who I'm definitely a performer. Like this is something I live for. I love doing that. Being able to communicate in that medium, and
Hmm.
being able to uplift people through performance is something I live for. And it's killing a lot of us. You know, like
Oh yeah,
the
for
fact that we
sure.
can't
It's
do that. It's hard, man. Tours, like I knew like dudes who were on tour in like LA, and it was like shows canceled, gotta go home. So, you know, I'm just grateful that it wasn't released and I was in Europe
you
or
were
South
doing something.
America.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I
Same.
mean? Like that would have sucked,
That
you
would have
know?
Big
that would
time.
that would have hurt. That would
Yo,
that would have hurt
plane
for real.
tickets.
That would have hurt for real, man.
Yo, plane tickets are not cheap. And
Exactly.
if you don't have a grant for that, you know, that adds up real quick. So I'm just grateful that I wasn't in the middle of it, but still it's making things more tricky and challenging. But um, yeah, you know, just got to roll with it. That's what we artists and musicians do. We adapt, or, you know, or
Exactly.
die. So we
You know
got
what I
to
mean?
adapt.
So do you think, like, knock on wood, slowly things are opening back, because of the COVID, restaurants are kind of opening, I think, whatever business, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Um, when it comes to being able to perform your stuff live, if that doesn't open up anytime soon, do you think you'll have to be like, I'm just going to do a live
Like
Facebook live thing?
Instagram or
You know what I mean? Just
something.
to try to make some,
Yeah.
Probably.
you know what I mean? Like,
Probably. Yeah, I mean, like I've done, like I was contacted. I did a show like on for this NDG like Arts Week festival or something,
Yeah.
and it was all online, and Clove like
mm,
helped me out with that for some of the vocals, and that, yeah, a lot of people are doing that. It's not the same experience,
oh, for
but
sure. For sure.
it's just something that we're gonna have to do, you know. And I'm no different. If that's what it takes, I'm gonna have to do that. And we're lucky to be in Canada because there actually have been a lot of resources for musicians, and new grants being created specifically in the wake of
Mm,
like COVID, to help artists like uh, um, release their music more digitally than physically. And so that is some hope.
I remember Vince was talking about that, or he sent like
Yeah.
something to everybody saying like, hey, if you're an artist or something, you could apply for a grant. You know what I mean? So that was cool.
Yeah.
Okay, it says the meeting's running out of time. I'm not sure if that's the truth. Hopefully
Oh, in 10 minutes.
oh, it says 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, that sucks. Because last time we did the meeting, just Lady Oracle and I, they just let us go for like another hour.
Really? There's a
So
time limit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you use a free Zoom, it only gives you 40 minutes. But I think because of like when we do it like 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
Really?
2 weeks ago, just let us continue going on. So that's 9 minutes left. So if it cuts us, it
Okay.
cuts us. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But
All right.
either way, it's obviously, good to talk to you and good to see you, beard and all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Likewise, my brother. Likewise.
What's the plans for today? You just chilling out? You go home, do your thing, or you home now? Obviously.
Actually, it's funny. This is my second Zoom meeting of the day.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I actually had a meeting for a music video that we're trying to do. And so I was meeting with the team via Zoom, and that was dope. And then I met up with a homie actually, and we just kind of walked around the plateau because, why not? It's beautiful out there. So I did
Exactly.
that. And I've been back at the track running because
Okay, good.
yeah, that's what I like to do to kind of, keep sane and keep sweating because that's real important.
Trust me, I took out my bike. Now I try to bike every second day.
I see you in the back. I see it.
Oh yeah,
I see
yeah.
the tire right there.
Yeah. It's funny. Like, I have the bike and then I have fun with it. And now that I'm kind of want to take it a little bit more serious, I'm like, oh, I need to
Mm.
get one of those bigger road bikes.
You mean with the big wheels or?
Not the big wheels, but like a tall, because I'm 6'2", so it's kind of like, oh, I need a taller bike.
Yeah,
After you
like a
bike,
bigger frame.
exactly. But hey, you know what? I'm gonna rock it for the next year. I'm gonna enjoy it and yeah, get some of that sun because you got it.
Yo, yeah, honestly, it's never long enough in this part of Canada or the world or
Yeah,
whatever, but we're in need.
exactly. Later, Uncle, what are you doing today?
I'm just chilling. I'm gonna have some ice cream. I found some new vegan ice cream, so I'm excited about that.
Where's
Oh, wait.
our ice cream? Where's our ice
Yeah,
cream?
yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what you're eating right now in that bowl?
Yeah, I
Done.
don't know if you can see it,
Done.
but
Finished.
it's
Done. Finished.
yeah, it's this brand Daya that's been around for a while, but now they came out with ice cream. Usually they did like cheese and yogurt and stuff. I was like, ice cream, let me try this out. So yeah, I'm just
Can't go
gonna
on
enjoy
that.
that.
But Milla, you vegan? No, you're not fully vegan.
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you were fully. You don't mind it,
No.
but you
This
need
guy
time.
is so far from being a vegan. I heard you hunt, or someone in your family
You
hunts.
hunt?
My sister hunts actually. Crazy story. My sister, she hunts with her fiance, and there's a pit like okay, this is Thunder Bay's a trip, okay, because
Mhm.
it's people do that, So I go to visit my sister, and her fiance wants to raise dogs to go dog sledding, and I'm like, all right, that sounds like a lot of work, but all right, sis, you do you, whatever makes you happy. And I
Mhm.
get to their yard, and these dogs, puppies, I guess, have these huge like things in their mouth, and they're like moose like feet, and they're huge. So I'm sorry, Amber. I'm sorry. This is probably like not what you want to
Yeah.
hear, but I'll keep it to a minimum. But anyways, hunting and stuff like that is part of the culture up there, and
Okay.
you go up there and you see people doing that all the time. And the only positive thing I will say about that is that it's fresh. There's no hormones, and
Yeah.
it's living off the land in a different way. That's the only positive.
They're doing it the right way, how it's supposed to be done.
Sustainably, I guess.
Exactly. Lady Orko doesn't believe in that. She doesn't believe in pork, God's greatest gift to earth. I mean,
Well,
apart from women, yeah, but pork is like number 2, bro. Pork is number 2. Music number 3. I'm good.
yeah, yeah. Hey. The thing is,
We won't put this in the interview.
1, 2, 3, who's rating? But I guess kind of, dating Cloves and being with her all the time. I'm not vegan, but like I have cut down my meat intake, like honestly about 65-70% over the last year.
Which is a good thing for sure.
Which is good. It's good for my health, but I could probably do the vegetarian, no dairy life, but the vegan lifestyle, I respect you, Emerald, and everything you do. I don't know if I could do it. I'll be honest. But I respect y'all and your beliefs.
Thank you.
Of course.
Okay, later, Orko. What? You want to bow? Is that it? You want to? But yeah,
Sensei.
cool. So almost done. Yo, Miller Time. Thank you very much for coming.
Yes.
Seriously, thank you. This was fun.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no, thanks for having me. It's a jam. I like it.
Yeah. You're our first Zoom COVID interview. Obviously, there'll be many more. We should obviously, when this stuff is done, we'll do more afterwards too, because it's just cool. It's
Yeah,
just fun. You know what I mean?
no, for sure.
And
I
then,
was like, when you guys told me, like, I was like, let's do it. And definitely I'll let you know as dates get released
oh
and,
yeah.
you know, interviews get lined up. I would love to do this again with y'all.
Yeah, for sure. It's gonna be fun.
And let us know if you're doing other things, like if you do a live stream or something too, like let us know about that. We could like promote it on our socials as well and check it out for sure.
Definitely. I'll be doing that.
And when you join TikTok.
Yeah, I still got some work to do on TikTok. I still gotta figure it out and which filters to use and all that.
Which filters to use? Ugh, good luck.
You know, exactly.
Good luck,
but
buddy.
it's a thing. It's a thing.
Yeah,
Listen,
it's a thing.
Whatever you do, just don't forget your password. That's it. Don't forget your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter. It's like, yo, man, this
They say not to use the same password. Like,
yeah, I use the same password.
Yeah, I know. How are you supposed to remember 4 different passwords? Me too.
No. Everybody, all that social media gets the boo-boo password. The real bank stuff gets the real password.
There we go.
That's how you supposed. That's how I do it. So anybody watching, don't hack my stuff. Yeah, I mean, we'll keep it from there. So we have Miller Time once again. Thank you very much. And we'll obviously catch you again soon.
Yes.
Catch you.
Thank you. Sounds good. And y'all both enjoy the rest of your day. And enjoy that ice cream room. And, you know, hopefully next time I can have some.
Yes, absolutely. I'll have enough for everybody.
Okay, well, then I'll have some too.
Hey.
Right, hey.
Cool. All right, we
guys.
out. And we'll talk later. Peace out.
Right.
Later.
Peace.
Bye. Peace.